Hey guys, and welcome to Envy's Guide to Irelia. This is going to be the laning phase for Irelia. Finally got around to making a guide for her, and she's by far one of my most favorite champions to play. She's so much fun, but she really requires a lot of practice. She's not someone that you can just pick up and be a master at them like, some of the other bruisers or right clickers. But Aurelia's laning phase is the most important phase for her, much like almost every champion. The laning phase is the most important. This is where you have to get all of your farm. So the thing about Irelia is that we really have to rush the Triforce, and having only a Triforce, though it puts you in a good position for damage, you don't really get that tankiness or ability to soak damage like a tank would for team fights and things. So her laning phase you really have to kind of draw out and farm during to try and get the Triforce and maybe an HP item, maybe some armor, some kind of resistance that you can help soak damage while you're trying to do damage. And so it all starts from the laning phase. And so you can see here, I've just been farming. There's some key points that should be touched upon, throughout this guide about how to farm and how to harass, and we'll get to them later. But right now you can see I'm just kind of farming. Her Q, her dash, if you kill a minion with it, if you get the last blow on an enemy with your Q, it refreshes the cooldown. So being able to use that to get more CS than someone else would be able to is a really important thing to note. Because you can see here Pantheon's trying to do it with his spear shot. He's getting a lot of last hits with his spear shot, and he's ooming really fast. And if you spam the Q, of course you're gonna but if you do it only a couple of times, you'll be able to regen the mana, and you'll get a lot more CS out of it, and you'll be able to stay in farm. And not to mention, because Pantheon was spear shotting the minions for the last hits, he was doing a lot more damage than his auto attacks would do. So that means the minions are dying faster, and he's pushing his wave out a lot more quickly than it should be. So that's why I was on my turret for a little bit there, and that's why he was forced to back. And although I didn't really have to deny him, there weren't really too many minion waves there for him to buy much of anything. So I was able to free farm after I got off the turret. I even got a lot of the CS on the turret, because if a turret hits a caster minion when it's at full health, if you Q it once, even a level 1 Q will kill it, and it'll refresh the cooldown, and you'll be able to do it for all of them. Or you can auto attack it once, let the turret hit it, and then auto attack it for the final hit, and you should get it. It works for almost everyone. Learning how to last hit on a turret is an important part, but that's not what this guide's about. So you can see here, I was able to do so much damage with Harass on this Pantheon that is just really low, even for being in the lane not very long. Pantheon kind of sets himself up though for Irelia's Harass, and this happens because of his block. So if a Pantheon comes back and he's full health, and he gets the block, and you're past level 2, then you're able to dash to him with the Q, and it's going to block the Q damage. So he's going to still be full health, and if the percent health is the same, or his health is greater than, when you use the E on him, it's going to get that really long stun. So of course, when you dash at him, if you're both at 100%, it's going to get the stun. So you see here, I was really kind of making a really bad decision here by overextending so far without a ward, and Master Yi was able to come out and gank me. But because of the real power that Irelia can put out, I was able to kill the Pantheon, and it ended up being a better trade for me than for them. And this is because I have more CS than that Pantheon does. So I have more gold already, and the fact that I was able to get a kill out of that gank, and he only got an assist, means I got a kill gold, and he only got the assist gold. So, you know, it worked out better for me, only by about 100 gold, but it's still 100 gold. You know, that's a ward, and wards are good. So I went back and I bought my Sheen, and the Sheen is by far the most important item to have on Irelia early. You want to rush the Triforce, but you really need to get that Sheen before, 10 minutes. And you can see right here why. Because the Q uses the Sheen proc, it does a lot of damage when you dash to them. And so you can see right there, just with the QE combo, a few auto attacks from Hit and Style, and my ult on him, plus Ignite, I was almost able to kill him right there. And while a lot of bruisers, that would take a harass and then a full combo. But for Irelia with a Sheen, it just takes one full combo. So you can see my ward right there. Since I'm on the purple side, you want to ward towards their blue. That's just a little pro tip for you. You want to ward towards their blue, because they're not going to come out of your jungle at you. At least they shouldn't. So Pantheon jumped, and I chose to go downwards instead of upwards, because if I went up, I would have just been in the circle and taken damage from the jump. So I chose to go down and take no damage. He did stun me, but it wasn't really that much. The hard strike barely did anything to me, because it started with the Dorn Shield. So I started with the Dorn Shield against Pantheon, because all of his harass is physical. So having the armor and health regen is really nice. You can also go with cloth armor and 5 pots if you wish, and build that into a Madrid's. I just chose not to. I don't really, because I prefer to go for the early Sheen instead of wasting gold on a Madrid's. So you can see I'm just kind of farming. I'm doing a lot of harass with my QE combos here. I got him real low, he's out of mana. And you can see right here, just that damage, that I just pulled out with that Sheen proc, with the Q dash, and then the E follow it with the slow, few auto attacks. I popped my ult. I kind of underestimated my own damage. You don't really want to do that, because you don't want to waste things like summoners. Irelia's ult, however, has a really short cooldown, so you can really afford to use it however you want to. It's only got like a 30-second cooldown, so you can use it to harass. If you want to push really hard when they're out of lane, clear a minion wave with it. You can use it to try and go for a kill. You can use it to heal back up. There's many ways to use her ult, because it's just got such a short cooldown. So you can see right there, that was a great example of how to use her Q to last hit. 2 minions were getting low. One was a tank, one was a caster minion. Of course, I'm going to want to get the tank minion with the auto attack, because I really need to ensure myself the tank minion, because it gives the most gold. So I used my auto attack on the tank, got the kill on it, and then dashed towards the caster minion for both of the last hits. All it costed was barely any mana. And now that I have a Sheen here, I've got a Sapphire Crystal in it, so I have more mana. So you can see Tarek came up top here. He came around, used a stun on me. Not a lot happened though. Irelia's passive reduces CCs on her with, depending on how many champions are around her, enemy champions that is. So with there being, Tarek around, his stun is shortened. It's practically Merc Treads, built into a passive. And her passive really lets you, work with what kind of boots you need to get. You can really kind of afford Ninja Tavais, if you want to. If they have like 2-3 heavy ADs, then you can really do Ninja Tavais, whereas other bruisers really have to go for those Merc Treads no matter what. So You can see here I've pushed out the lane to where Jarvan's able to get into this bush, and we're going to go for a gank on this Pantheon because he's still very squishy to me. Just with that Sheen, I did go back and I've got both pieces of that phage, so I have a little more damage and a little more health. So he flashed out of the ults, knowing that he has no flash now. I'm able to flash after him, and I picked up the kill with Ignite. Master Yi, however, killed Jarvan at the turret, and I just stunned him, and now I'm running away. Master Yi's going to flash over this wall right here, and I'm going to choose to fight him instead. Because if he gets me low, I'm going to stun him, and I'm going to do a lot of damage to him. I backed up a little too early, though. That was completely my fault. Swain is, mad at me because of that. I didn't really see him coming. This is ultimately where I win my lane. I hope you like my Irelia guide. There will be more to come. Subscribe to my channel to find all of my guides. Thank you very much.